And what? So essentially, we don't think raising a village is either competent, nor benevolent, nor wholly responsible for the life of a single child. We tell you that human beings in the past had a just reason for actually making that entire system of having a father and a mother in order to raise a child. We think that it's wholly good in order for them to specialize and to actually make better relationships for that very child themselves. We question the lens of all the benefits that you gain from side government and from the policies that they enacted or they wanted to, the preference of their world. You gain from status quo, and as a result, it will just lead you to become more indoctrinated, more manipulated, and a far more likelihood for you to not grow, to stay in the same old bubble that you currently have because of the community that is pushing you. I have three main responses to the previous immediate speaker and the rest of side government. After that, I'll give you my extension. Number one, having an investment in your own kid creates a deeper sense of accountability. Yes, these are not perfect and there are benefits and harms, but the very nature of that relationship is that intimacy is tested and grown through iteration. After every fight and disagreement, you grow in relationship with the person. These are more likely to happen in a nuclear family since you quantitatively have more time with them as opposed to in Gov's world where it's just spread thinly across different people in the community. In fact, in government's world, what's to stop you from literally just not talking to that adult in particular and choosing to go somewhere else where you feel more safe? We will tell you why that's bad later on in my arguments. The second, even if you get exposed to a plurality of worldviews in a communal setting, these, as my partners said, are more prone to group biases, but ultimately reinforces confirmation bias, wherein you are more likely to go to a person within that community who does, in fact, agree with you, as opposed to directly confronting a parent who disagrees with you. On side government, you create an echo chamber in the guise of agreement, and you are less likely to deal with the deeper root causes of individual issues, i.e. sexuality, i.e. religion, i.e. identity. Last rebuttal. Third, on the idea of competition. At best, a lot of these children are likely to be big, since the community is probably more likely to drive that race up to the media that DPM talks about. Yes, it's difficult and stressful to be pushed to your limit, but that's exactly what better sets children to succeed, especially in their formative years. Children that need to be exposed to hardship and habits and set them up for success in the long run. This is as opposed to comfort and straying away from hardship, which is more likely to happen under a communal setting, which is what you saw in the past, essentially. So what are my extensions? I have two main ones. Extension 1, while living in a world where children are raised communally creates more likelihood for you to be manipulated and for you to be indoctrinated. We actually agree with Prime Minister. A child's formative years are its most important. And the reason this is important is due to the fact that a child is more malleable and subject to quick change based on all the things that he or she is taking in based on his circumstances. So why is our side better? Three distinct reasons. The first, when our parents have that particular burden and responsibility of taking care of us and us alone, they have the explicit responsibility of protecting us, that child, and not letting them to be led to hundreds upon hundreds of opinions. This is where what my partner talked about, that analysis paralysis, is so important because you hinder that on our side better. Number two, you have a set standard that you can turn to and you can assess based on your mom and dad. Note that the benefit you essentially gain from side government is literally the same thing as on our side. But the nuance there is that we think children are still largely going to be confused and not know who to turn to when they have tens and twenties or tens upon hundreds of people that they can essentially turn to that they side government asserts to have a deep connection with when they didn't even necessarily prove that, i.e. the analysis paralysis again. Third and lastly, we actually don't think that everyone should take care of children. We don't think that everyone is fully capable of that, nor essentially wants to do that. And no, I'm not even talking about just abuse in like, the really bad sense, right? Children are likely to only want to choose people they want to spend time with, right? That's why like the examples that PM thought of or DPM thought of essentially revolve around the same 5 to 6 people we don't think the community is gonna like, affect it that much. Some people are just not built for that, but now they are forced to do it, which leads to just, a worse overall taking care of the child as that. Second extension, while living in a world where children are raised like community creates more confirmation bias. And this directly clashes with OG's main point and overarching point of self-actualization and protecting the child. Why does it tend to create confirmation bias? Two distinct reasons. Number one, children only listen to people who are receptive to them, i.e. the people that actually share info to and be close with is the people who take care of them, i.e. uncles, i.e. siblings, i.e. all of that. Number two, when you encounter any problem, what's to stop you from literally just going to any of the other people who offer you a softer experience? That is to say, society doesn't become more safe, it necessarily just becomes less direct for calling all of the mistakes. Why? Because punishment will be seen as more taboo, punishment will be seen as more punitive and something that we necessarily don't want to do. But in fact, children sometimes do make mistakes. They have to be called out for them to grow, something that we don't necessarily get on side government. Why does side government make vulnerable people less protected? 3 reasons. Number one, communities reinforce dogmatic beliefs. This is literally what my Prime Minister said. Outcasts are going to be shunned by the community. The second reason, abuse actually is more hidden and is less likely to be called out. Remember the reason why abuse within parents is so taboo? It's because we don't want to destroy that system that is already set in place. We don't understand why that changes inside government. In fact, it just leads you to more reinforcement of those dogmatic beliefs, and it leads you to having abuse more hidden and more accepted in a general sense. So for all of those reasons and more, Brown.